Fahad thought he was just texting a friend, but before he knew it, he was skipping prayers, avoiding the masjid, and losing himself in a relationship that pulled him further from Allah. One late-night message nearly cost him everything. What happened when the line between friendship and something forbidden started to blur, and he found himself questioning everything he believed in. Fahad was in his early 20s, balancing university studies and part-time work. Like many young Muslims, he struggled to navigate a world where the lines between halal and haram often felt blurry. He prayed, sometimes on time, sometimes late. He fasted during Ramadan and tried to stay on the straight path, but loneliness often crept into his heart. It was in this vulnerable state that Fahad's life took a turn he never expected. It started innocently. Fahad met Hania through a mutual friend. She was kind, intelligent, and had a sense of humor that matched his own. Their conversations began casually, discussing university life, sharing memes, and talking about their ambitions. But as days turned into weeks, those chats became more frequent, lasting late into the night. Fahad found himself looking forward to her messages more than anything else. He convinced himself it was harmless, but deep down, a small voice whispered that he was crossing a line. One evening, as Fahad scrolled through social media, he came across an Islamic reminder. When you love something more than Allah, it becomes a test. The words hit him like a lightning bolt. He realized how far he had drifted. Missed prayers, neglected Quran recitations, and a growing dependency on Hania had consumed him. Still, Fahad tried to rationalize it. It's just texting. Everyone my age is dating. But the guilt wouldn't go away. The breaking point came when his mother noticed a change in him. Fahad, she said gently, you seem distracted lately. Is everything okay? Her words pierced his heart. That night, as he lay awake, he finally allowed himself to confront the truth. He had placed someone else above Allah, and it was tearing him apart. At a small gathering with friends, Fahad felt disconnected. While everyone else chatted, laughed, and discussed their faith journeys, he stayed silent. One friend asked, Fahad, why don't you join us at the Islamic study circle anymore? He shrugged, avoiding eye contact. He knew the real reason. His priorities had shifted, and he didn't want to admit it. That night, the feeling of emptiness grew stronger. One evening, Fahad's older brother Hamza sat him down. Fahad, you've changed, he said bluntly. You're always on your phone. You've stopped going to the masjid. What's going on? Hamza's words stung, but they were a wake-up call. Fahad realized he was losing touch with the people who genuinely cared for him. That night, Fahad prayed far on time for the first time in weeks. As he bowed down in sujud, he felt a wave of guilt and relief. Ya Allah, he whispered, guide me back to you. Help me let go of what's pulling me away. It was a small step, but it marked the beginning of a transformation. Desperate for clarity, Fahad visited his local imam and poured out his heart. The imam listened patiently and then said, Fahad, when you love Allah above all else, He fills your heart with peace. But when you let something else take His place, it becomes a test. The imam gave him practical advice. Distance yourself from what's distracting you. Fill your time with prayer and Quran, and surround yourself with people who remind you of Allah. Letting go of Hania wasn't easy. Fahad wrestled with his emotions daily. He missed her texts, her voice, and the comfort she brought. But every time he felt weak, he reminded himself of the imam's words and the promise of Allah, and whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out and provide for him from where he does not expect. Al-Quran, slowly, Fahad began to rebuild his life, focusing on his connection with Allah. Months later, Fahad felt like a new person. He replaced late-night conversations with heartfelt du'as. He found joy in attending the masjid and connecting with brothers who shared his struggles. The emptiness he once felt was replaced with a deep sense of peace and contentment. Fahad's journey wasn't about perfection, it was about progress. He realized that true love begins with loving Allah. Everything else falls into place when that love is at the center. If you've ever felt like something is pulling you away from your faith, know that it's never too late to turn back to Allah. Start with one small step, and He will guide you the rest of the way. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories like Fahad's.